G'day jabronis, it is the Verd, back with you again. Welcome here to our week 5 game for the PPL. Tampa Frogadiers currently 1-3 with, I think it's a -2 differential right now, so not exactly ideal. We did inherit an 0-2 team though, so realistically my record right now is 1-1, and we're looking to bounce back here. I'm thinking if I can at least have a positive finish to the season after having such a rough start, I'll be pretty stoked with that. So we're playing against Omega Jolteon. He is a good friend of mine. I know him from the NPL, and then he also came over and took over Kelly under the Radar's team. So he's a pretty cool guy. We're going to use the Giovanni music, even though I'm not going to be able to hear it. I just have this kind of weird, I don't know what you'd call it, this weird superstition that if you have just this same music every single time, it's like bad luck. So, it's whatever. Interested to see what Omega's actually going to bring in this matchup, because I brought a pretty offensive team. He brings Monferno, which is kind of cool, I guess. We see Mienshao. Mienshao was the first Pokemon I expected. Like, before anything else, I expected Mienshao. So we got Mienshao, Monferno, Celebi, Mega Diancie, Selgor, and Hydreigon. Okay, so judging on what he could have brought, I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out. No Gliscor is really nice. He also only really has Diancie when it comes to Draco switch-ins. I'm feeling pretty confident about Electrium Z on Thundy too. He does have 2 resistance, Celebi and Hydreigon, but I don't mind them too much. When it comes to leads, I feel like Klefki just makes the most sense. If he leads with Mienshao, it basically leads with anything, I can do fine against him. My main win con, I think, in this game is probably looking like my Lax, because of the fact that it has the Chocolate Berry. I should be able to catch that Mienshao. It's going to be interesting to also gauge how much damage the Mienshao can get off against me as to whether it is Reckless or Regenerator, because that's going to be a huge difference in this game. But I am predicting it's going to be a Scarf Mienshao, probably like an Eviolite Monferno. Not really sure about the Celebi. I'm thinking it's going to be like Bulky Rocks. We'll see. Selgor, probably just Spike Stack offensive, and then not really sure what the Hydreigon's going to be either. But best of luck to Omega. We're going to jump into this one. I brought a very, very aggressive team, so I'm going to have to play accordingly. I could have led Weavile too, but I'm feeling like he might have led with a Selgor. I also want to try and save my trump card. Actually, Weavile 2 has a very, very strong matchup. I get that he has a Monferno, but at the same time, like, Weavile's just a strong boy. So he's going to lead off with CJ, which is the Mienshao, as expected, which is fine, as we lead off with Klefki. So this is a good situation for us. We should pretty much by turn 1 have forced him into a switch. Realistically, he doesn't want to get paralyzed turn 1 by a Thunder Wave, so I assume he is going to maybe do potentially a hard swap out. If it was me, I wouldn't want to risk my Mienshao getting Thunder Waved in this situation. I could D-Gleam predicting the Hydreigon to come in, but I'm fully expecting the Celebi to switch in. I really just want to go for a Reflecto, just to kind of scout, because I can go for Light Screen on the next turn and then go into something else to kind of mitigate the issues. So I'm just going to Reflect just to scout what Omega wants to do. In my opinion, I feel like he has to be wary of the potential of Thunder Wave, and because of that, I feel like retreating into Celebi or Hydreigon makes the most sense. More so Celebi in this situation, because obviously with Natural Cure, it can swap out and remove that paralysis. It also could potentially give Celebi free rocks. At the same time, if he thinks that I'm like a Spike Stacking set, he may not want to give me too much momentum, because obviously he didn't bring Hazard Removal, barring Hydreigon. So tough choice for him. I think Reflect is my best middle ground play. If he stays in, I can eat up hits, and if he switches, then I can just Light Screen on the next turn. And against Celebi, I could just go out to Weavile. I'm assuming this is going to be Celebi that comes in. Baby Eric, is that a Celebi? It is. Cool. So I predicted that pretty nicely. I was kind of tempted to make the hard read into Weavile, but it wasn't worth the risk. What I can do now is drop a Light Screen, as I assume he'll probably just try and get up his rocks in this situation. Which is fine by me. What I can do after this is go either hard into my Latios or hard into my Weavile. I could also just go hard into my Snorlax, which is another big threat for him to deal with in this game. And if I can get it in early, that's going to be pretty huge. But Weavile coming in is probably going to be the best choice. I'm going to get up that Light Screen with Klefki. I assume he is going to go for his Stealth Rocks here. He actually goes for U-Turn, which is completely fine by me. I got dual screens up, He goes for U-turn. That does literally 0. And we get to see kind of what he wants to do here. There's not a lot of mons that he can go into that are going to immediately pressure my Klefki. So, definitely curious to see what Omega goes into here. It could be the Monferno. If it is, I do have a Latios that can come straight in against that. And Latios poses a very, very big threat to his team. There's going to be a lot of 50-50s with Latios as to whether am I clicking Draco just to bop something, or am I predicting the Diancie. I may choose some middle ground plays of Ice Beam since it does cover both. And his only Ice Beam resist is a Monferno. So there is the potential for that. Feeling pretty good so far though. Wondering what he's going to go out to, because Hydra or Selgor, things like that, they can't really come in. They don't want to. He doesn't know what my last 2 moves are as well. It could be Dazzle plus Flash, which obviously would pressure him a ton. Starting to regret running Magna Rise on this set. If it was a different move, I probably would maybe go with Heal Block, because that would have prevented Hydreigon Roosts, it would have prevented Celebi. I think that... Don't correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if Heal Block prevents Healing Wish Celebi. I honestly, off the top of my head, I've never thought of that mechanic. I don't know. In the comments, you can let me know. He is taking a bit of time to think about it. He goes into Hiker Toad, which is the Monferno. Okay, cool. I assume this is going to go for rocks. I have a pretty straightforward play. I'm going to go into my blue mini, Latios. Deals with this just fine. I guess he was doing calcs to see what he could do with certain things, but Latios is easily the switch in here. Even if he U-turns, Latios just gets put into a phenomenal position. He can just... I'm pretty sure I'm just going to click Ice Beam if I come in with it, only because I feel that Omega won't want to risk his Monferno when it is a semi-check to Weavile as well as Lax. And I feel Ice Beam catches either Diancie coming in, but also just blows away things like Celebi. So it could be the nice even thing. I was contemplating between Thunderbolt and Ice Beam, and I'm glad I chose Ice Beam here, because it's a lot more spammable against Omega. He could make a really nice read here and actually go for U-turn if he does have it. Could be a very pivot-based team, but we'll have to wait and see. I am going to switch out. I believe, honestly, if he's going to go for anything, it would be Stealth Rocks, but I'm going to go into my Latios, and he does go for Blitz. This is going to do absolutely nothing for the fact that we're under a Reflect. This should do literally 0 to my Latios. Yep, that does nothing. He doesn't snag the burn either, which is fantastic. If he had a Sash, it's now been broken, so I'm going to take this opportunity to drop an Ice Beam. If he goes Celebi, unless it's very specially defensive, he's getting 2 KO'd, and Diancie's going to get chunked, which is really important. I don't believe he has a reason to keep in his Monferno here and risk anything, since Latios could just bop him, and I don't really see him gaining much from just sacking it either. So, I feel like he'll switch, and I'm predicting that switch with the Ice Beam play here. I'm not going to overthink it, it's just, it makes the most sense. Celebi or Mega Diancie should be coming in. Diancie hasn't Mega Evolved yet, so it should take a good chunk from a Specs Ice Beam. And then from there I could just go back into my Klefki, I could go into my Snorlax, but having Diancie chipped is really important for a lot of my team, especially things like the Low Punny. It automatically puts it in Low Punny Drain Punch range, which is huge. It means that Thundy doesn't have to click the Electrium Z against it, so he does withdraw. I'm hoping back out to Baby Eric would be great. He does. That is exactly what I wanted to see, especially when I'm clicking in Ice Beam. This should do a very good amount of damage to the Celebi. This is a Specs Ice Beam. My computer almost started me there, but that is... Ooh, that's unfortunate. Shit. So he just froze his Celebi. This wouldn't have mattered that much if he was planning to swap it out again. Yeah, if he's planning to switch this out again, it's not an issue. And I think he would have been planning to swap it out, because if it's lefties and that was a 2 KO, he knows now that it's Specs, so he's probably going to try and go into his Monferno. For me, I have no reason not to click Ice Beam again at this point. I could obviously try and do an aggressive swap out, but I have no reason not to. Like, if that's not an EVO like Monferno, it's not exactly taking an Ice Beam that well. So I got that, but I kind of wish I could cancel now, because in hindsight, what I wouldn't mind doing is actually doubling out into my Thunderous here. Kind of predicting the Monferno to want to come in, because now that Celebi's weakened, Thunderous has become a huge threat, and I have the Thunder Wave specifically for that Mienshao. Once Mienshao gets crippled, the other Mon that really just kind of goes in on this team by the looks of it is going to be Megalop. But this freeze does kind of suck. I say it doesn't because if the Celebi is Natural Cure, which is expected to be, this doesn't matter because if you knew it was getting 2-hit KO'd, you probably wouldn't keep it in. You'd probably know that it specs and go out to Monferno. So the freeze is pretty null and void. It's not like as if, you know, I froze something that like couldn't get the natural cure and switch out. So I feel of all the hexes that I could have got against Omega there, like that freeze was a lot better than getting crit. Because I assume he has natural cure. So we will see. He's definitely calking now, I assume. Okay, he's just going to sack off the Celebi. That's great for me. That opens a lot of doors, but Celebi dies to Latios. Ice Beam. That's a good start for us. Celebi's out of the way very, very early on. Curious as to what he's going to go out to next. Celebi being gone, though, is huge, especially for my Lopunny, like I said. Lopunny is going to be a very, very annoying Pokemon for him to deal with in this game. And that's one of his main rockers, also potentially down. If he goes into Diancie, I do potentially want to calc how much specs Ice Beam can do when it's up against a Diancie, because if there is the chance to just knock it out with back-to-back Ice Beams... No, actually, it's not worth the risk because it's a speed type. It's not worth the risk. I can just go into Lax. And Lax can kind of go in this matchup too, that's the thing. I kind of wish I brought some form of hazards, like even just like one would have been great. He does go back into Haikato the Monferno. I'm almost tempted to stay in here just because I'm trying to think of what Monferno can do to a Latios, if I'm being completely honest here. Just going to give my Showdown a second to kind of stop lagging. Not Showdown, sorry, the Calculator. To stop lagging, but Monferno. I mean, do we assume Eviolite? I guess we assume Eviolite. Probably. Level 50 Ice Beam, like, probably 2-hit KOs if he's not Eviolite. That's the thing. But at the same time, I don't know if that's worth the risk. When it comes to switch-ins, I guess my most immediate one would be Killian Dane. Not a huge fan of wasting my Chople. But at the same time, I can just double back into Latios on this turn and then just drop a free Psyshock. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into Killian Dane as he does go for those rocks as kind of expected. And then what I can do is go back into my Latios and I can click my Psychic move pretty freely. There's not a whole lot that Monferno can do here. It might have U-turn. If he goes for U-turn here, it's a really good play on Omega's part, but I'm not going to take any risks. I'm just going to go back into my Latios and put some more pressure on. So he does get the rocks up. They are going to be very, very annoying for my team, given that Weavile and Thundy are both weak to them. But at the same time, I'm going to go back into my Latios here, predicting him to want to go for the fighting move. Dual screens are still up, which is really, really handy for me. I think we're only like 4 or 5 turns in right now. So they'll be up for a little bit longer, which is fantastic for me. So Latios can come in and just drop a Psyshock. It's a risk for him to go hard into Hydreigon, I feel. So I can just kind of drop a Psychic and catch everything. If Hydreigon comes in, I do just have my Klefki that's just sitting there ready to wall. I have a lot of things that can come in against it, whereas Diancie, it's not as much. So for me, I feel that he does withdraw here. What does he go into? Stab. What is Stab? Selgor. Okay. That was an interesting play. I don't know why you go a Selgor. I'm assuming he went a Selgor because the Selgor has Encore. That's my assumption here. What I'm going to do is actually just go back into Killian. The main reason for this is because I have Body Slam and I can take any hit that a Selgor throws at me. It may seem kind of stupid doubling back into it now, but at the time, because I want to preserve my Chople Berry, I can't risk his Monferno attacking me with a fighting move and then Mienshao coming in and being annoying. So I'd rather preserve my Chople for when the time is right. And against a Selgor, I can kind of freely go Lax and just click Body Slam. He doesn't have an immediate switch in, and being able to paralyze a Selgor means that unless it is Scarf Mienshao or Scarf Hydreigon, then Lopunny does just outspeed his entire team. But yeah, Killian can kind of just come in here and literally swallow anything he wants to do. My thought is that he might just go for Bug Buzz. He actually goes for a Spike. I definitely could have clicked Psychic there, but I chose not to. He's going to try and Hazard Stack on me. I'm not too fussed by this. My Reflect's gone, but he's not going to attack me on that side. So I can kind of just really Body Slam here. If he wants to stay in and set up another Hazard or do something, then he can. I don't mind. I just get a free Body Slam here. Even if he goes Monferno, I'm going to get a really good chip on that Mon. So yeah, like the spike is annoying a little bit, but not that detrimental. I feel in the grand scheme of this matchup, it's not that bad. He goes around with spike, which is totally fine. I can just freely body slam here. So I'm just going to drop him with a body slam. This won't kill him, but the hope is that it does over half, and I get the chance on paralysis, which I don't get, which is fine. What I can just do here is body slam again. It'll knock out the Acel Core. He might just try and fully spike stack with it. He tries to focus blast. Choppleberry is going to get wasted here, but at the same time, Acel Core is going to go down, so I guess it's an okay exchange. He gets a crit, which is kind of wild. I'm going to knock out the Acel Core though, so... Selgor dies to Snorlax. Body slam. So this is where it gets tricky, because I think Omega's play is going to be going into his Mienshao. And this is, yeah, this is where it's going to get tricky, because if he goes Mienshao on this turn, which I'm fully expecting, I have to make a decision on what I think he's going to go for. In all honesty, I'm probably just going to click Body Slam against the Mienshao for the fact that he's going to have to click High Jump Kick, I think, in order to kill me. And if, like I said, I believe that he is Scarfed, then I can pressure him by going into something like Thunderous, which, quite frankly, can just click, you know, Thunderbolt pretty fully, or even just Z Thunderbolt after that, and just pick up a kill. So I think my play actually with Lax, as much as I don't want to do this, I feel like my play is just clicking Body Slam. If for some reason he tries to U-turn or something, expecting me to want to swap out to something else, he does just HK, and I avoid! Oh shit, son! I just avoided the High Jump Kick. Does Body Slam knock this out? No way. It did! Oh my... Dude, that sucks. That actually sucks. Fuck. Dude, I'm so sorry, Omega. I'm so sorry about that. Oh, that is so bad. I mean, I had a backup plan in case that happened, but that is not how you want this to go, dude. That's not how you want this to go. That is... Oh, I hate when that happens. Fuck. I am like the person who least advocates hacks. I think it's a horrible part of the game. I was happy dying there because I had a plan. He makes a really nice read here and goes for U-turn. This shouldn't knock me out or anything. I'll take that. It does almost put me in Rock's range. So if he had U-turn the entire time, why wasn't he clicking it when he was hard swapping? Was he trying to bluff me, or I don't know. That's weird. Goes into Carson, which is the Mega Diancie. I could risk a roll here. Sorry, not risk a roll. I could risk a speed tie. But I don't really have a reason to when I can just go out to my Klefki. Get up screens again. Latios can come back in one more time, and I believe it's just going to come back in. I'm just going to wait until either Hydreigon or Diancie is dead, or I'll just scout what the Hydreigon set is, but that turn really sucked. I can keep Latios around as a sack. It's kind of done its job, as has Snorlax, to be perfectly honest, but I want to go Klefki and get up screens, and then go from there. So we know the Monferno has Flare Blitz, U-turn, and Stealth Rock. I assume the last move is going to be close combat. Even if it is, though, Rest Talk Lax could just win from here. That turn though. That turn was really rough. The freeze definitely didn't matter, but that mattered a ton. That changes a lot of things. I'm going to go into Klefki. I have no reason not to go into Klefki. I feel like he won't go for Earth Power this turn either. It just doesn't make sense. So what are you going to do, Omega? Are you going to predict me, or are you just going to... Oh, Rock Polish. Okay, that's cool. So he's trying to go for game. I can definitely understand that. I can definitely get behind that. I am just going to light screen here. It will depend if he has Calm Mind as to whether he could potentially get game here. I'm just going to light screen up though. Got no reason not to. As he goes to the Earth Power, I should be able to take this just fine. Well, I say just fine. It wasn't ideal. I could Magnet Rise here. But at this point, with the Reflect up, it does seem better to just go into Lax, potentially. In the long run, what's better? I can kind of handle Hydreigon with the rest of my team, I feel. So I think what I want to do is just Gleam for damage. Because I can take another Earth Power from here, I'm pretty sure. I'm not going to Magnet Rise. I'm just going to go for Gleam. He just Earth Powers. I believe my Klefki can take one more of these. I can't. Did he get a crit? He did! Ah, oh well. That's fine. Klefki does go down, unfortunately, to the Diancie, but that was kind of okay, because we do have a very specially defensive Snorlax waiting in the wings. So, Klefki dies to Diancie. I mean, I could have also gone for, you have to click rest here. I could have gone for, what do you call it? He's going to Diamond Storm. This shouldn't kill. Lax is very, very bulky. Did they just crit me again? Was that a crit? Did I get my calcs wrong or something? Hold on. This is now a problem. Wait, I didn't think that would kill. Let's have a look at my Snorlax set and just double check. I'm pretty sure I'm like got a lot of defensive bulk, but clearly not enough. How much offensive? I mean, I guess, yeah. No, that makes sense. That's fine. Not really, I lie, but there's not much I can say. Weavile could come in. The question is, how much can Weavile take under a light screen against the Diancie? He could also just click Diamond Storm, which is the thing I'm kind of fearing right now, is that he can just click Diamond Storm and fuck me up. So I'm thinking I kind of have to go into Lopunny and, like, Drain Punch? I think I lose. I think not clicking Magnet Rise has absolutely fisted me here. I genuinely think it's absolutely fisted me. So, we're going to look at the calcs between Lop and Diancie, because I think we actually do lose at this point. But I'm just going to look at the calcs and see what happens. Under Light Screen, Moonblast from Diancie does a good chunk. Drain Punch, potentially Drain Punch plus Quick Attack puts in a range of Weavile. So, because of that, I'm going to go Lopunny, because I can live the Moonblast under Light Screen. And then Quick Attack into Ice Shard from Weavile will take care of Diancie. And then I think we can be okay with Weavile in the back. Although the spikes, there were 2 layers of spikes up, weren't there? Is that going to factor in? Let's have a look. I think I put a bit of investment into my Lopunny. Stealth Rock and 2 layers of spikes means what against Moonblast? It is a 37.5% chance against my Lopunny set. 37.5% chance to kill. So we're hoping that he doesn't get the roll, basically. If we can get the roll in our favor, then I think we're going to be okay. It's all on this Moonblast roll. Then again, if he's modest, we just die, I think. Yes! Yes! We got the roll. Oh, that's so good. I mean, it was in our favor. Wait. The Diamond Storm! He got the defense boost! I didn't realize. I was too busy looking at the fact that I thought he crit my Snorlax. And this is my own fault. What I should have done, in hindsight, was not attacked the Diancie. What I should have done is set up a Reflect with my Klefki, because that would have ensured that there was no move that Diancie could go for that could kill Snorlax. Then I could rest up and curse, and that combination, because of how thick my Snorlax is, would have 1v1 Diancie. I just choked. After all that hacks and all that bullshit, I just choked the game. Oh, dude, that's actually really bad. I really shouldn't have lost this game, and I just did. Shit. That sucks. All I can do here is Quick Attack for damage, because Lopunny's dead. Probably should have just preserved Lopunny and sacked something else, but fuck it, we're going to Quick Attack. Cool. He'll Moonblast and kill me. My only chance now is going Thunderous, and he misses. Basically. Oh, dude, I choked. Like, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Omega played exactly how he needed to, and I choked. Like, there's no other way to say it that'll make it any better. I don't think my Weavile has enough bulk to live a Moonblast. Just throwing it out there. Yep, we're definitely dead. So we have to go Thundy. I'm pretty sure Thundy just ties to Moonblast anyway, but we're going to go Thundy, and we can't Thunder Wave. Our basic hope is, because Light Screen is still up, we are going to hit that Z move. We are going to hope that we can dodge the Diamond Storm. That's our only chance, is dodging Diamond Storm at this point. Which we don't do. This should knock me out. I'd be very surprised if it didn't. Is that a crit? Now he gets a defense boost again. Look, for the sake of my own sanity, because I'm mad at myself. Omega played perfectly, to be fair to him. Diamond Storm, what is the percentage chance? 50%. So, like, it was a 50-50 either way. If he hadn't got the defense boost, I feel as though we had a chance, because then Drain Punch into Quick Attack into Weavile Ice Shard would have done it, I think. But, yeah, no, I definitely did choke. If I had clicked Reflect with my Klefki, I would have been fine. So, I fully accept that I choked this game away. Omega did exactly what he needed to do to win, and I can absolutely respect that 100%. We are going to go down here, and it's a really rough loss to take, guys. 3-0, and definitely a match that I should have won, I feel. Not to say that Omega didn't play badly. He did exactly what he needed to do to win, but I shot myself in the foot. If I had got up the Reflect, Lax literally could have walled the rest of his team, and basically won at that point, because the Diancie has revealed its full moveset. It didn't have another way of boosting. All it could have done is boost its defense, but then if Lax got the paralysis with Body Slam, he was forced to go for another Rock Polish to get faster. Just a lot of bullshit jargon. What I'm just trying to say is, like, GG Omega. I feel really stupid for not going for Reflect. For some reason in my mind, Diamond Storm just didn't come to my head. And I don't understand how in one league I can do, like, less caring and just be more carefree and be fine, but then in another one, I completely forget a major facet of the game and end up losing. Like, the fact that there's that much of a polar difference is startling to me. It's very startling. He just Moonblast, that's definitely going to knock me out, and that is going to be the game. Really, really frustrated myself, guys. Look, all credit to Omega. He knew what he had to do to win, and he did it. And we literally just got reverse 6-0'd by a Diancie. We were up 6-3, and all I had to do was click Reflect, and we were fine. And I just didn't do that. And that's the reality. Like, I'm not going to try and beat around the bush or anything. Kind of curious to see if my Thundy would have lived a Moonblast after Rocks with Light Screen up. It definitely would have. And then if we also had a Reflect up, I believe I definitely lived that too. Well, actually, no, with a Reflect up, Diamond Storm, depending on his spread, yeah, Diamond Storm definitely would have knocked me out, even with a Reflect up. So it would have just basically been Snorlax, because Snorlax with Reflect and Light Screen up just walled the crap out of Diancie. Yeah, with a Reflect up, Diamond Storm to Snorlax to Reflect would have only done 18.2 to 21, which wouldn't have killed me. I could have got my curse. No, I wouldn't have got my curse. That would have been stupid. That would have been dumb. What I should have done was just gone for the rest, and then after that, I would have been taking barely any damage, could have got some curses up, and then gone in. Because once I got the curse up, it meant that he couldn't do much with Diamond Storm at all. And then even after the Light Screen goes, Moonblast is never a 3-hit KO on my Lax spread. So, done. I don't know if I choked, because I don't know how the game would have gone if I'd done those certain plays, but I definitely feel like I would have been in a much better position to win if I had gone for Reflect. So GG to Omega. We now go to 1-4 and -4. That is a very rough loss. But you know what? We'll just bounce back next week. I definitely feel like I just need to work on my game management. I felt the team was perfect. I played it pretty well at the start and just picked a wrong move at the wrong time, and it fucked me up. But that's going to do it, guys. Thanks for watching. GG to Omega. Go check out his channel. Really cool guy. I'm Verd. I'm out.